Good morning. The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today is Thursday, May 25th of 2023. We are situated at headquarters in Baton Rouge. Will the staff in headquarters please identify yourselves?
Carla Williams.
Your panel today is consists of Pearl Wise, and to my left is Mr. Roche, to my right is Mr. Freeman. Our first location is Union Parish Detention Center. Would you please give us your name and your DOC number?
Trent Berrilleaux, 722-853.
Thank you, Trent. Is any staff members in there with you?
Yes, ma'am.
I say it one more time, sir.
Sergeant Hill.
Thank you, Sergeant Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you all for accommodating us this morning. Okay, Trent, I'm gonna call you by your first name because I can't do the second name. I would just give you something to laugh about.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me explain the process to you. I'm gonna read some information into the record. Afterwards, we're gonna conduct the interview with you. Your case was assigned to me, so I will begin the interview. And
Yes,
once we ask all of our questions, we're gonna ask the staff there, Sergeant Hill, to give us as to how you've been doing, what you've been up to.
Yes, ma'am.
And after all the testimony has been received, you have the last say. You tell us whatever you want us to know, and then we'll see. You understand the process?
Yes, ma'am.
And listen carefully as I read the information into the record. Pronounce your last name again.
Berrilleaux.
Trent Berrilleaux. No middle name is indicated. Your DOC number is listed as 722-853. You're listed as a second offender, indecent behavior with a juvenile, unlawful presence of a sex offender, and possession of meth. You have multiple sentencing dates. You were sentenced in 6/22 of 2017. That supervision was revoked on March 12th of 2020. And then you were sentenced on 8/13 of 2019. Your total DOC time is listed at 7 years. You have a parole eligibility date of March 24th of 2021. You have a good time date of June 7th of 2024. And you have a full term date of September 25th of 2025. That sound about right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You know your charge is quite concerning. What was going on?
Yes, ma'am. I just got involved with the wrong people and started self-medicating myself, using drugs. At the time, I've been kind of fighting addiction for a couple of years, but I've been through several programs to kind of get me to be aware what an addiction is and how to control that.
Okay, what was your drug of choice?
Meth and Xanax.
What age did you start?
Probably early 20s, maybe 21, 22.
Okay. And how old are you today?
I'm 36.
Have you had the opportunity to complete sex offender treatment?
Yes, ma'am, I have it at Stephen Hall in Bossier.
You completed Stephen Hall?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And what did you learn? What is your sobriety plan?
I mean, it's good now. Like I said, I've been sober for 4 years since I've been in jail, and just taking the class to kind of get you to be aware of the stuff that's going on around you, the people you hang out with.
So my question is, if you're successful today and you are released, how do you plan to stay clean and sober?
Get a job. Like I said, I gotta find out who I hang out with, friends, family. My family be there to support me.
Okay.
You know?
Anything else to stay clean and sober?
Yes, ma'am. Like I said, find a job, make money. I think I plan to get a job offshore, stay out there. It's just the people I hang around with. I had some negative friends that I was hanging around with, and I just be more aware of my surroundings.
Because when I look at your history, you went to Blue Walters in 2019, and like you said, completed Steve Hard in 2022.
Yes,
and you
ma'am.
got your GED in 2022. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, I was a GED tutor over there. I helped them, the people over there try to get their GED.
Oh, good. Okay. I do want to inform you, for this process, we reach out to the law enforcement community, and there is opposition to your early release. Whose child that you were checking into school?
That was my girlfriend and I were in a relationship, And
Like a different girlfriend.
yeah, that previous relationship that we were together for about 7 years.
Then
And
you got with the girlfriend that's the victim in this crime.
yeah, when the daughter was probably an infant, young, and I just throughout the years just took care of her, and it got to
All that's in the record. I got that.
yes,
But
ma'am.
what I'm trying to figure out the girl when you got presence.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that was the current girlfriend I was with. She had two younger sons, and he had just missed the school bus, and it was just poor impulse control. I just got up and brought him to school. There was no.
Well, you were on supervision as a sex offender, and you were living with a woman with minor children.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Did you know that was against your conditions?
Yeah. Well, the judge that I had at the time proved that he was okay with it.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's your statement. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And there is some victims' family opposition to your early release as well. The probation parole reached out to that child's mother and grandmother, and
Okay.
there has opposition expressed. There's nothing you can do about that.
Okay.
Sir, Mr. Hill, what can you tell us about this young man?
Well, he's a model inmate. He is currently see, I get this right. Inmate lawyer.
Okay, inmate lawyer.
The commissary.
And he also works in commissary.
Good. Now, how many writers have you had in this jail time, huh?
Since I've been here, none. The last one I received was in Bossier in last year of March. It's been about 14 months.
March of 2022?
Yes, ma'am. 22.
What was that one for?
I was for contraband. I got transferred over to the minimum for the last couple of months, and I had some Tylenol in my property that I forgot that I had. That was a mistake on my part.
Okay. All right. All right, that's all the questions I have. Anybody have questions?
Okay, I don't see the documentation for offender treatment. You said you had sex offender treatment at Bossier.
Yes, sir.
Did you complete all 4 phases of the sex offender treatment?
Yeah, I completed 3 of them, and I was in the last phase, and then I graduated the program.
You didn't graduate.
Yeah, I graduated the program, but I guess the last phase that I was in, the 9 months of the program had ended, and I had just taken what was available to me at the time.
And while you were at Bossier, did you do any substance abuse treatment?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, so you did the sex offender treatment and the substance abuse treatment?
Yes, sir. We had classes for both.
Okay, and when did you get the write-up?
March 2nd. March 2nd.
Yeah, of last year.
Oh, only 13, 14 months ago.
Yes, sir. 14, yeah. And like I said, it was some Tylenol pills I had in my property, and I forgot it was there. Like I said, it was a mistake on my part. I should have known better. I just had them in there, and when they transferred us down to the minimum, they had went through the property, and I found them in there.
How many pills did you have?
2 or 3. It wasn't much.
Thank you, Ms. White.
Is there anything you want to tell us before we vote?
No, so I've taken the classes that I could. I've took everything that was available and everything that was made available to me since I've been down. And I think it's made me a better person. Like I said, I've kind of come to understanding what substance abuse is and other disorders that I have. So you take that into consideration. You know, I've done other things to help people kind of better themselves since I've been here. I have 2 jobs. So if y'all can take that into consideration.
Thank you.
You're
You
welcome.
have a vote?
Yes.
Okay. Well, sir, since I was assigned your case, I will vote first. I do want to commend work that you're doing, not only for yourself, but for others.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm very concerned about you as an individual on the streets. That I'm concerned about that. The records I have show that you completed phase 1 and 2, and you did not complete phase 3 of sex offender treatment. That's the records we have, and that's what I have to go with.
Yes, ma'am.
That's concerning for me. You do have a good time date of June 7th of 2024. The nature of the crime is concerning to me. The age of victim was concerning to me. And you're on supervision and you're still out with kids. That's concerning. So for me and your supervision history, for those reasons, my vote is to deny today. But I wish you well and continue doing the good things that you're doing. It's going to help you when you get out. But try to get moved to where you can complete that sex offender treatment. Mr. Roche.
Mr. Berrilleaux, based on law enforcement opposition, victim opposition, disciplinary write-up in March of 2022, and poor supervision history, I'm going to deny your request.
Thank you, Ms. Roche. Mr. Freeman.
I concur with my colleagues for the same reason.
So for the reasons been annotated, and you'll get this in writing, your parole has been denied. But again, I wish you well and continue to doing the positive things that you can do and try to put somewhere where you can complete this expertise.
Yes, ma'am.
Be applied in this opportunity. We want to thank you all at Union Parish for accommodating us this morning. Y'all take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, wow.
Cockroach, you won't believe what I'm about to share with you. You won't believe it. You know, Richard, he puts research together for me, sends it in an email with the name for the upcoming hearings. I look at this hearing, the information before this hearing, and while I'm watching it, I cannot believe what I'm watching. Do you know that this man was a police officer? Do you know that he was a police officer, a sheriff's deputy, for 6 years when he committed this crime? Do you know that? Well, now you do. The board didn't seem to think that that was worth bringing up. Do you know that the judge gave him 5 years probated sentence? That means no prison time. No prison time for this police officer. And he violated it. And there are two things that happen. Either the same judge, which is believable because he felt that he can give a police officer who does that to a child 5 years probated sentence, to allow him to live with a woman with 2 underage kids. Either that or he was lying. But I don't believe that if he was allowed to live with the kids, then why would that have violated his parole? And he got another conviction out of it. He got 2 more years to his sentence. You can't make it up. And I got to tell you, here's our little prince. 6-year veteran of Lafourche Parish law enforcement was arrested and fired Friday night after admitting with a juvenile. He was 29 years old. He was booked on 2 counts of battery involving forcible fondling. The announcement of his arrest comes with dismay and utter disappointment, but we have always been up to the public in matters such as this. We want to assure the public, the families, and the victims that we are doing our part to ensure individuals will be held accountable for their egregious actions. BS! He got 5 years probated sentence and then ended up with a woman with two kids. You know, maybe the board didn't bring this up because they don't want the world to know that this is happening in society. In Louisiana, not only do they have puny sentences for people who harm children, but they have puny sentences for police officers that harm children. I'm sorry, you can hear my son as I talk about harming children. My 2.5-year-old is. He admitted to inappropriate on multiple occasions. I have another article I want here, but they have this stupid pop-up. I always get these little news channels. They don't know how to run websites. You think that people are going to go and read your content when you have these pop-ups? Look at it. Look at this. Someone is getting paid money to advise them to do that. Ridiculous. Yeah, I'm really going to go and pay $1 a month now so I can look at your stuff. Here's another one. Listen to this. Oh, come on, guys. Do they really? I'm on the article and you can't. Hold on. It refreshes out of the article I want to look at for no reason either. Now, this is 2017. A former sheriff's deputy. He's being a juvenile. The judge sentenced him to 5 years of supervised probation. Wow, Judge, you're a real hero. God, these pop-ups. I gotta tell you, it's like, it's just so ridiculous. You think that that's, like, the pop-ups was a thing in, like, I don't know, what, 2005? Like, it's 2023. It doesn't work. Stop using them. He must pay a $3,000 fine plus court costs. Oh, 240 hours community service. He must register for only 15 years, though, and undergo counseling. And what did this little pat on the back do for this police officer that did that? It only took him a few years for him to violate parole, to move in with another girlfriend with 2 children. Where's the DA opposing this? Saying, look at this. This is not okay. This is not okay. And he says the judge said it was okay. You know what? The problem is I can't look at you in the eye and say, I believe that he lied to the parole board and said that the judge said it wasn't okay, because who knows? If it's the same judge that gave him a 5-year probated sentence, then who knows? He got a complaint where they charged him with battery. His trial was set to begin Monday in state district courtroom, but he accepted a plea agreement. Who wouldn't accept that plea agreement? It literally said you get to go home. And then here, look at this. They have the audacity to say, we always take these cases seriously, and the paramount consideration for us is always well-being for the victim. You're a liar. This was a very sensitive case. Yeah, sensitive. Maybe you don't want the news talking about it. Sensitive. And after fully and lengthy discussion with our victim and her family, together we decided that it was the best possible resolution, that they wish to conclude the matter without trial when we will be able to accomplish. Yeah, BS. I call you out on it. BS. You're a coward. You're a coward. How is it a best possible outcome to give someone 5 years probated sentence, a police officer, and then you publish this? You take your job seriously? Pathetic. The victim was under 13 years old. Yeah, that's the best deal you can have. When you're playing poker and you're holding a royal flush, you don't fold it. You give the guy a 25-year. He's facing 25 years. Oh, we don't want to go to court, so instead we'll give him 5 years probated sentence. I gotta cut this early because I'm sorry, guys. As you can hear, my 2.5-year-old is banging on my door and is probably driving you nuts. But yeah, this is the reality of the world we live in. And they didn't even bring it up at his parole hearing. They didn't challenge him. They just canceled it. But you know what? They should have. And the DA should have been there. This is real. This just happened. The world can see it now.